Africa is a sprawling continent with a whole host of different environments and cultures. If you're looking to travel to Africa, you're going to have to narrow down what you really want to see and what experiences you want to have. In today's video, we're going to go over some of the best places that you can visit in Africa and what you should do when you're there. Sitting at number 8, we've got Sossusvlei, Namibia. Sossusvlei is a giant flat white salt plain in the middle of a sea of red and orange dunes. The plain also has many petrified dead trees that stand erect and are spread out across the plain like alien monuments. The plain is the most striking when the sun begins to rise over the dunes, which reflect its light and glow brilliantly against the white on the salt. It's a strange yet beautiful sight, and an experience that you're very unlikely to forget. Up next, Okavango Delta, Botswana. The Okavango Delta is located somewhere where the Okavango River meets the Kalahari Basin, and during the rainy season it becomes very popular of a tourist destination because of the unique safari experience that it provides. The large volume of water means that the delta is almost always populated by diverse wildlife, which can be experienced through paddling through the delta in a dugout canoe. Apart from the land mammals that you'll see like elephants and giraffes, you'll be able to see hippos and crocodiles along your path. Apart from the upscale safaris that you can opt for, there's also a great way to experience the Okavango Delta, an aerial tour. It's a very quick way to get some great views of the entire delta, as well as see a lot of the wildlife without getting too close for comfort. And then we have Kruger National Park, South Africa. If you're someone that's really interested in wildlife and seeing new species in their natural habitat, you absolutely need to go visit Kruger National Park in South Africa. Africa is generally known around the world for its biological diversity, and South Africa is no exception to that. Kruger National Park boasts the country's most diverse wildlife population, and it's also one of the continent's oldest conservation areas. It's home to some of the largest mammals on the planet, like the elephant and the rhinoceros, as well as a myriad of different avian species like vultures and eagles. It also boasts great landscapes and scenery, from tropical forests to towering mountains. The park is great for safaris, and there's a lot of options available at a ton of different budget levels, making an experience accessible to almost everybody. From self-drive safaris to those that are looking for a more personal experience, to cheap, organized game drives that ensure you'll have a wide range of experiences, there is something for everybody at Kruger National Park. At number 5, Marrakech, Morocco. You've probably heard of mention or seen Marrakech at some point in the background to some international espionage plot and Hollywood spy thrillers. The thing is, the depiction of its markets are actually pretty accurate. Marrakech is famous for its souks, which are outdoor markets. You can basically find all sorts of well-crafted and handmade goods like rugs, crockery, leatherware, and brightly colored traditional clothing. It's no wonder that the tourists generally go there to shop and take in the lively atmosphere of the markets. Marrakech is one of the largest cities in Morocco, and it has a large, rich history, and is linked to amazing architecture that's been maintained for centuries. The distinct thing that is most well known for its historical significance is Medina, it's got maze-like streets and main square known as the Jama El Fna. The square is always extremely lively, with acrobats and performers of all sorts of entertainment and small vendors providing delicious local food items. If you want culture, Marrakech is an amazing option for any vacation. Next up is the Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe and Zambia. Forming a border between Zimbabwe and Zambia are the Victoria Falls, a majestic waterfall that's part of the Zambezi River. It's really hard to believe just by looking at pictures. It would give the impression of being the end of the world if it weren't for the landmass just ahead of it. It's truly breathtaking, especially when there's a ton of water draining out of it during the rainy seasons. At that time, the water that crashes down the 300-foot drop sounds like rolling thunder, while it also causes a thick mist to rise up between the land masses. It's almost fantastical, mystical, and locals have rightfully given it the dramatic title of the smoke that thunders. If you approach the falls from the Zimbabwe side, you can follow a picturesque hiking trail along it, being sprayed with the fresh Zambezi River water as you do. If instead you go to the Zambia side, you have the option to take a dip in the Devil's Pool, which is a small dip at the edge of the falls just before the water drops off the cliff. If you aren't the thrill-seeking type though, don't worry, you can still experience the falls from the comfort of the lodges on both sides of the border. And then at number 3, Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town is the capital of South Africa, sitting at its southernmost tip where the Atlantic and Indian Oceans meet. That location is known as the Cape of Good Hope, where the city gets its name. It's a place with a lot of history and is very rich in culture, which is to say nothing about its amazing scenery. If you're looking to sightsee, Cape Town has a lot of visually stunning landscapes, and if you're someone that loves to hike, you can take a trip up to the Table Mountain, which lies at the center of the city, where you can see the entirety of Cape Town and the ocean stretch out below you. Along the Atlantic Ocean coastline, you'll be able to see beautiful white sand beaches like that of Camps Bay, with monolithic limestone rock formations known as the 12 Apostles being a major tourist attraction along them. Now, if you're more concerned about the history and the culture of the city, you can visit Robben Island, which used to be a prison there that once held apartheid abolitionist Nelson Mandela prior to the fall of the the apartheid regime. The city is also known to welcome art enthusiasts and is home to many museums and galleries. The surfing scene is also pretty great at the beach town of Muizenberg. If you're interested in experiencing this sport, or you're already an avid surfer, and then head over to Boulder's Beach and you might be able to spot some wild African penguins lounging about. Next up, we have Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. Rising as the backdrop for the plains of the Serengeti in Tanzania is the imposing Mount Kilimanjaro. It has an elevation of around 19,000 feet, making it Africa's highest mountain, and also the world's highest freestanding mountain, as it's not a part of a range. Surrounding the mountain are the Serengeti Plains, at which the Serengeti National Park is situated. Here you'll be able to see a myriad of different animals and birds like cheetahs, leopards, gazelles, and giraffes. The diversity in this region is, like I've been talking about, something to behold, and it offers the opportunity to capture amazing moments that will most likely stay with you forever. Mount Kilimanjaro itself is an amazing sight from the plains that surround it, but what makes it exciting is the trek to its summit. That's what most tourists go there for, and in the view of the plains stretching out endlessly below you is life-changing. It's something that you just have to experience firsthand to really understand why so many people want to summit this monolith. It takes a lot of skill and determination, and even though you won't have to suffer through the extreme weather that most other summits experience, the altitude is still something that you have to account for, and you have to be in great shape to get to the top. But finally reaching the top, we have to say, not that we've done it, but it's more than worth the journey from what we hear. And number one on our list is Giza Necropolis in Egypt. The Great Pyramids of Giza, we've all heard of them, we all know exactly what they look like, but experiencing them in person and seeing them throughout the day, that's an experience that few things can compare to. The pyramids are a testament to human ingenuity. They're displays of what humanity can achieve when given the tools and the resources. They've stood for millennia, and they're likely to continue standing the test of time, especially given conservation efforts. Giza itself initially solely served as the necropolis of the pharaohs, but over time evolved into the second largest city in Egypt, behind Cairo. While in Giza, you will not only have the opportunity to visit the last standing ancient wonder of the world, the Great Pyramid of Khufu, but also monuments like the Sphinx and museums dedicated to the history of these massive structures. While on the tour of the necropolis, you also have the opportunity to dine and relax at various lounges across the plains, like the Nine Pyramids Lounge, which offers a stunning view of the looming pyramids in the distance. And that's a wrap for today's video. So, do you have any suggestions for places to visit while traveling in Africa? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.